to be welcomed at the country's parliament. That will be on Friday, and he will be attending ceremonies for the opening of an Independence Boulevard as well as an academy. Now, he's also scheduled to give an address on Saturday at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation CEO Summit. That will be a parallel conference, and he will of economic leaders on Sunday. So President Xi Jinping has now arrived, so let's discuss what he's up to. And I am joined now by Wang Peng, who is an associate researcher at the Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies. Thank you very much. So President Xi Jinping has arrived. Can I first you then, what is he, this is a very important meeting for him. It's the first time a president has been, or he has been, and certainly a Chinese president has visited Papua New Guinea in 42 years after firm diplomatic ties. So what is he expected to achieve during this visit?
I think first it's a good time to ensure that the good relations between these two countries, and now they mutually recognize each other as the strategic partner of their development in both regional and global affairs. And you know, China now is pursuing its BRI in a Belt and Road Initiative BRI, and we know one branch of it that's stretched from the southern China provinces to ASEAN and then to South Pacific Island countries. And among them, we know the Papua New Guinea is very important, not only because it's a larger country in this region, it has the largest population, and also it's a very good partner, maintain very good relations with China. So if China want to expand this branch and promote its bilateral ties with other members in this region, perhaps PGN is a very good pivot state and a tour guide leading China with its members, friends, neighbors.
So obviously Papua New Guinea is very important in Belt and Road, but was it not the first of the Pacific Islands to join the Belt and Road Initiative as well?
Yeah. We know, as Xi Jinping said, this country is a paradise of touring birds. It's rich in natural resources, and its people is also as equally hardworking as Chinese people. However, during the past decades, this country is still less developed. Maybe in this field, in economic development, China and Beijing, they have many common languages, experience both positive and negative to share with each other. And in doing so, maybe the BRI is a good framework to promote the bilateral and multilateral with other neighbors in this region in cooperation.
But just briefly looking beyond BRI, it's the APEC summit is also, it's for emerging economies as well, isn't it? So we're facing headwinds now, and there's a rise in sort of unilateralism and protectionism as well. So the timing of this summit is very important now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think both China and many South Pacific Islands countries, they're the same victims suffering the rising, as you mentioned, the trend of unilateralism and protectionism. First, generally speaking, during past decades, both China and them all get a lot of benefits from globalization. So maybe globalization it's not always good. It also have side effects and maybe bring back some negative effects. However, what we should do here is not separate each other, not get isolation, separate each other, but come together, use the spirit of community. We are stay in the same region around the Pacific Rim, so the APEC is a huge family. In this family, what we need is not throw the garbage to each other, but take our hands, stay together, help each other, use spirit of community, solve our common problems and protect our common interest.
So an interesting time really for the APEC summit, but also then looking sort of more closely for Xi Jinping. This is his first stop on a tour, because after this he's going to Brunei and the Philippines. So what's on his agenda there?
Yeah, as far as I know, maybe this visit to Brunei will make a good sample to show how the big and small countries they can cooperate and treat each other equally. You know, Xi Jinping emphasized many times that all countries in the world, no matter you are big or small, you're strong or weak, you're rich or poor, all are equal. So here, China is relatively a large country, and Brunei is very rich, but it's still small. Yeah, how some rumors say, hey, China throw weight over its neighbors and use its muscles to force small countries to obey. Is that true? Maybe this time is a good opportunity to show how China treats small neighbors and in a very equal way. That's a good sample for such kind of situations. And for Philippines, we know this situation, it was unimaginable 3 years ago when China and the Philippines got escalating tensions over the issue of South China Sea. But now, you know, things are totally different. Both China and the Philippines, they're trying to find a good way that accepted by both sides to accommodate the tensions and find a common solution to solve their bilateral problems, as well as making the peace for the region.
Okay, thank you so much. Wang Pong, an associate researcher at the Zhongyang Institute for Financial Studies. Thank you so much for our short coverage of Xi Jinping, who's now arrived in Papua New Guinea. Thank you so much. Let's go now. I'm going to hand back to Karen Roberts in Nairobi to continue the African coverage.
Thank you very much, Hannah Hochstad there. Thank you. Returning to Africa Live now. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is among the leaders who've been discussing a solution to the crisis in Libya.